We are beginning our Great Books oral commentary series. It starts at 2:15 Arizona time. Please take a moment to settle and have your notes ready and bring your attention fully into the session. All right, let's begin. Thank you.
My name is Gibson. This is Rob. And in these 3 days, we are going to present a very special program called the GBOCS.
I do know GBOCS, yeah.
What is the GBOCS? Oh no, what is GBOCS? The Great Books Oral Commentary Series. And wow, but before I introduce this program, I want to show my appreciation to all the tech team, and thank you, all the tech team.
Sorry, we lost them.
Next time we finish the translation book, we as a translator, we are too shy to present our own book alone. So Geshe Michael encouraged me, or encouraged all the translators to cooperate with other ESI teacher. So this time we are very fortunate to talk about the book called The Other Side of Emptiness. So it's, how to say that phrase? Oven? Baby out of oven?
Luminous images?
No, the oven.
Oh, just out of the oven.
Yeah, just out of the oven. So Geshe Michael just finished this translation about how many weeks ago?
Well, it just went to Rosa, I think
2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago. And Anatole and Rosa, they managed to finish the layout and the editing. And the book is shipping here today. Oh my.
I actually just saw a FedEx truck outside on my way down, so I don't know if that's it or not.
So at the end of the GBOCS, 3 days later, you guys, I don't know when they are going to start selling, but you can have the chance to read the text in these 3 days. And what's fascinating is a few weeks ago, Geshe Michael wrote an email and he put the introduction, and he also put a very surprising or amazing introduction about a pot on the stove. Actually, can you show this picture? This is loot text called Praise of Dependent by Jejong Kaba. And when did he wrote this? Is when he saw emptiness directly. After he saw emptiness directly, he wrote a love letter to Lord Buddha. But he didn't praise him because Lord Buddha teaching the emptiness. He praised him because he teaching the dependent. He teaching how everything is coming from how I treat other people. So it's kind of amazing. And more amazing is Geshe wrote his own experience of the pot on the stove in the middle of the commentary. I never saw Geshe do that. Usually I saw Geshe wrote the introduction at the very beginning of the book, but when I tried to find the content of the email in this book, I couldn't find it. Rob also couldn't find it, and I'll tell him you should go through the main text, and then at the middle of the main text, you can saw the experience of the pot on the stove. So it's kind of cool for me because Geshe Michael is not just the translator. He's trying to put the experience into this book to let us more understanding what is the pot on the stove experience. And do you want to say something about this?
Yeah, a little bit about the flow of the next 3 days. Gibson and I will, well, first I want to thank Gibson for allowing me to do the class with him. And Tim and Lindsay suggested maybe I do it. I was in San Diego surfing on a break, and they asked if I would do it. And honestly, I'm just incredibly, I don't have a lot of time. Jigme's life, she knows this, that's her whole life too. So I asked Geshe, we told Geshe that I'd be doing GBOCS with Gibson. He said, oh, what book are you going to use? And so Tim and I looked at each other, and we thought it would be Song of My Spiritual Life. And Geshe said, no, I have a secret book for you. I'm editing it right now. It's not out. And I'm like, what? So he sends it to me, and I run into Gibson and Emily, and I said, he asked, what are we going to do? And I said, Geshe has this secret book, and no one has it, and he's going to give it only to us, and don't worry, I'll share it with you later. So I go home, and I read the introduction, and then it gets down to translated by Gibson Chang. And I thought, oh man, I feel stupid right now. So I telegrammed him right away. I'm sorry. So he has this unfair advantage over me. He's been living in this text for some time, I told him he took up residence there. He has a bedroom, he has a living room, he has a man cave inside this book. And so it's so familiar to him and stuff. So I'm grateful to share this with you. So the flow will be, Gibson and I will kind of give our points of view a little bit about the text. And then we're going to try to offer some practical advice over the next 3 days. There will be homework. That's one of the requirements of GBOCS. So if you look at the dates and above here, I would take a photo of that. That might be a clue to what's on your homework. And we tried to make it fun for you. So we're trying to encourage people to interact with each other while you're here. So we wanted to speak a little bit about the motivation. And I know there's a lot of programs going on here, and there's a lot of stuff, a lot of courses, a lot of great teachers. And one of my first experiences going to like an out-of-town teaching, so back in the 90s, as Hector could tell you, we had the formal study courses on Tuesday and Thursdays. Mondays was meditation, Wednesday was circle day, Friday was a public talk, and then on the weekends, Geshe would go see Ken Rinpoche. So, but I think the first thing I ever went to was Tonglen in North Carolina in 1997. And suddenly had this access to Geshe Michael that I hadn't had before. Suddenly he was with you the whole day and the whole evening. He ate with us, breakfast, he meditated with us. And so we got to spend all this time, and right there I decided, like, here's where I'm gonna make movements in my practice. Like, I'm gonna come to all of these out-of-town teachings, these retreats, because for me personally, when you're in New York, you go to a class, you go back home. But when you're here at Diamond Mountain, you have this whole time here. So I would, what would be the word? I would encourage you to really, like each class, try to see how you can apply this to your own life. And don't waste your time here. This will go very quickly. And so if something comes to you, try to keep a journal, write it down, and then speak to other people. Geshe would encourage us to find somebody that maybe you don't know here. There's the people you generally sit with, and maybe find someone you don't know and sit down with them and hey, what did you think about that class? What did you think about Jacqueline's class this morning? Or what did you think about Anatol's incredible yoga, which I highly recommend anyone doing. It's like going to space. And then also keep in mind, we are preparing not only for this course, but we are all in this Diamond Way preparation for October. And so I want you to start thinking, how can I start to prepare my mind for October? Because we have about 6 months right now. And this is the perfect amount of time to start making a plan for what your dreams are. And moving into October, I think in the empowerment would be a really great place to sort of like cultivate that. So, really think, how am I going to use these next 6 months? And we're going to talk about that every day. So.
Yeah. And again, I really appreciate that I have a chance to work with Rob for this program. me and Rob, we have a lot of amazing conversation here in the Diamond Mountain, and be careful to talk to him. You know, one time I need to go back to the college, and I asked Rob, can you give me the ride? He said, okay, I give you a ride. When I got off the car, and he said, how's your day? Good. And do you do your meditation today? He always finish every conversation with this to you. Do you keep your book? Do you do your meditation today? So if you really want to improve your practice, talk to Rob. And
I try.
Yeah.
I fail consistently all the time.
He's living in the teaching because last year I was here serving as a volunteer, and every night I saw him came back from the college after he drove Geshe-la back to the college. And I asked him, say, why you keep coming back? There's no one, only a few people here. And he told me that because I want to have other people have a chance to connect with me, to talk to me, to ask questions with me. So I saw him every night, no matter how many people there. So really, he's living in the teaching. And another story, when he got the position to become Geshe Michael's assistant, he told me the story. There's one girl who keep asking Rob, how did you get your job? I'm so jealous about you. And the girl maybe tried to expect some very unique answer. He just said, keep your book, do your meditation every day, serve your people. Yeah.
She was upset. She didn't like
She was upset to hear this answer.
She wanted to know if she's like, did you send him a resume? Like, is there a LinkedIn? Or, did you rewrite? Were you been texting him? And none of the above. But we'll talk about it during class.
Yeah, okay. So next picture. Okay. So I grew up in the background of Buddhism. And there's a very famous quote from the Heart Sutra called 色不异空，空不异色，色即是空，空即是色. Your body is empty, empty is your body. Emptiness is nothing but your body is nothing but emptiness. And everybody know how to recite it and how to memorize it, but only a few people, maybe only a few people know what's going on here. And I also fascinated by this quote, but until I heard Geshe Michael explain the pain story, I find out what's going on here. And what we are going to cover in 3 days is very relative to what's going on in the Heart Sutra. I've been teaching the Heart Sutra for 2 years, right? And thank you, Geshe and Madam Bo-Chik-mei for this beautiful commentary. So what's going on in the Heart Sutra? Basically, can you give me your phone for a few seconds? Thank you. Does everyone heard pain before? Yeah. Okay, I'm not going to talk about that again. Okay, don't scare out. So the topic of this book is called The Other Side of Emptiness. Can you guess what is the other side of emptiness? Yeah, so let's take the example of the pen. What is the emptiness of the pen? The pen that's coming from the factory in Japan, right? That doesn't exist. Or when you put the pen in the room, the dog goes in and the human laugh and dog laugh. What is there? Nothing. That is emptiness. What is the dependence? You share pen before, right? Or somebody need to sign out the contract, so you give the pen to them and you plant the seed for more pen in the future. So basically, it's the idea that the dependence and the emptiness, they are essentially the same here. This is what's going on in the place of dependence, because Jason Kappa is really appreciate that he finally see the emptiness directly. But due to the Lord Buddha teach how everything comes from how you treat other people before. So this is what we are going to cover here. And can you go back to the next slide? Yeah. So this is the first homework. Look text by Gibson Rob called The Praise of Dependent. And the commentator is the Gunchu Dhamma Bhadra, Lama Quicksilver. And today we are going to share with you. Have you seen the anime called Dragon Ball Z before? Yeah, right. When I went to Mexico, everybody saw it. And that is basically my whole childhood. So we are going to collect the condition to trigger the event of the dependence, the pot on the stove. And this is what Rob are going to cover here. And yeah, can you start to cover?
Yeah. If you've been coming to either XT class, Shensuan's Tower lately, or you attended the YSI event that was in Sedona, you hear Geshe Michael lately speaking a lot about luminous images. And it's almost like, where's Anatol? Is he here? I saw him, there he is. It's like Geshe said this should be your mantra, luminous images. Chloe said luminous images coming out of your mind based on how you treated people, whether good or bad in the past. And Geshe said this should be your mantra. And so now, Anatol, I hear him saying it all the time, you know, luminous images was based on how you treat other people in the past. And really, this is really what we want to, the next 3 days is really kind of like push home, I guess, for you, is this idea of a luminous image coming up in your mind, coming from how you treated others in the past. And to the point where if someone says dependence to you, you go, oh yeah, luminous image. You know, we want this sort of like knee-jerk reaction to start happening. And so Jetsun Kappa has created this love poem, in a way, to Lord Buddha, talking about, or praising really luminous images. And when I asked Geshe what we should focus on in the whole text, he said, go to my commentary part and focus on the luminous image part. I really want you to drive that home to them. So he really wants us to sort of think about luminous images. So for the rest of the time we're here at Diamond Mountain, always think if someone says dependence or comes from, or always think luminous image, how I treated others. Just keep thinking that mantra in your mind. So can I get I believe the image after the Heart Sutra? Oh no, back one, sorry, you don't have it. Yeah, so I thought I'd read this to you. This is Jetsun Kappa's root text. The very root of the total amount of trouble there is in this entire world is misunderstanding. The Buddha granted the teachings on dependent events because this is the one thing that, if you see it, serves to stop all of that. As such, O Savior, who could ever find a more wondrous entry for singing your praises than your teaching that events occur in dependence? And if you have a chance, I believe the book is actually here, and so I think after class you can grab it. But I highly encourage you to read through the root text also, which is at the end of the book. And for me, it was this beautiful, it really was a love poem to the Buddha. And Geshe was saying, you know, it's really interesting how it's like this 16-year-old boy writing this poem to his, like, almost like his partner in a way, like his love. And it's how the Buddha treated really luminous images, how he thought that was so important and stuff. So Gibson and I spoke about what do we want to have you get at the end of this. And so the idea would be, of course, everyone would, well, who would like to have this experience, I guess? Anybody? You just raise your hand if you don't. I mean, just raise your hand. Everybody just raise your hand real quick. Tatiana, come on. Everybody. This is an experience we all want. Why else are we here if we're not here for that? There's no other reason to be here. There's no reason to, we all came, we built these walls and, dug holes, and people did retreat here, and we became friends and messed up and succeeded and cried and cut our hands, and you come here from incredibly far distances it should be here to have this experience, because this is the experience which will trigger in you the direct perception of emptiness. So how do we do that?
And I want to ask a question. Is there any difference between the intellectual understanding of the pot on the stove and direct experience?
Maybe I take back you asking me questions.
Ah,
He's like, can I ask you questions? I said, yeah, sure, that's fine, I don't care. Is there a difference between,
intellectual and the direct experience.
well, yeah,
Because right now, we are all benefit from the principle, right?
yeah.
But we already understand that. Why should we go further to have a direct experience of that?
That's a good question. I think what Lord Buddha said it, if we do want to get out of pain, if we want to, actually, I'll tell you. Can we go to the next picture?
Next one.
Yeah, so that's my mom. And this is her right before she passed, like days. And I went to visit her. I thought I was leaving for 3 months in 13, 14 or something. I told Geshe I'll be right back. I was like, I'll be gone for maybe a month. I was gone for 8 years. And my mom was sick, and so I went to take care of her, and it was very difficult. I never appreciated how hard it is to be a caregiver. Especially people who've been in the medical field before know these types of things, or haven't, or volunteered, or taken care of a family member. And so this is my, I don't know why, but it's kind of my favorite photo of my mom. And I used to try to sell her the pen on the regular, all the time. And one day she just told me to shut up. She's like, Robert, if my mom says my full name, I'm in trouble. And she's like, Robert Patrick. And I was like, oh my God. And I was like, no, Mom, but like the pen and luminous images and like it's coming from you. And about it in the wrong way. She taught me so much. Sometimes I think being a friend to people is enough. And so Geshe gives 4 pillars of things we need to do to prepare to have this experience of what Gibson's question just was, actually. And the first one would be to serve others. So to go find somebody who needs some help. It could be a lonely person, could be a friend, a child, a nephew. You go to the nursing home, anybody. But we have to identify people in our life that we can go help and support. And recently I went through I had like a sort of like a meltdown, a little bit of a, what did I have? Where's Lindsay? Like an anxiety attack? Yeah. I had to check with her because I don't know the language. Geshe the week before said to Veronica, "He's so weird, he hasn't broken yet. I keep putting so much on him." And he just smiles back at me. And one day I said, "I think I'm overwhelmed." And so I went to the beach to just kind of like get my nervous system to reset. And I asked her if she'd just come keep an eye on me because I felt a little out of sorts. And she was asking me questions and doing things, and I said, honestly, if you could just sit there and be quiet, that's all I need. I don't need to say a word. You don't need to do anything. And I did that with my dad when he was passing away, and did it with my mom. And so I think when we serve, sometimes we have to take the Buddhist idea of how we think we're supposed to serve and be a little bit more human about it. So I think this would be the first step, is to find somebody that you can serve in your life, without a doubt. You should not leave Diamond Mountain without identifying 1 or 2 people that you can help, period. Can you go to the next picture? This is my old friend Esther's daughter and her stepmom. And anyone guess what they're doing? How long? How long do they hope to get up to? 2 seconds, yeah. I should almost let Gibson do this one, but we have to get to a place where we're meditating an hour a day. And I don't meditate an hour a day anymore. I used to. When I first showed up, I had the good fortune, I guess, of having been around a teacher. And, I don't know if you've ever been to the Jivamukti yoga classes, but Do you know when they say, all right, get in this pose for 5 seconds, 5. You know, when I was in India and like I met like my teacher and, you know, we started spending all this time and they're like 4 and all I could think is like, they're lying. They just lie to me. They're deceiving me. So when I learned to meditate with Geshe Michael, he was like, all right, we're going to meditate for 45 minutes. I was like, look, I never sat cross-legged in my life ever. Maybe when I was a kid. We called it Indian style when I was a little kid. So he would do these things like, let's meditate for 45. And he said, don't move at all. Don't cough, don't sniffle, don't move, nothing, silence, don't move at all, like period. And I was like, and it was so hard for me. If you ever done like a sport, there was like this inner heat inside of me because it was so hard for me. And I was like sweating from the inside out because I didn't want to move. And the beautiful thing about Geshe Michael, the beautiful thing about all the teachers here actually, I think everyone shares the same advice. You know, start with 10 minutes and kind of work your way up. There's not like, you guys are lucky. There's no shortage of great practitioners around here. I mean, as I just look around the room, I see Hector, I see Jigme, I see Sarani, I always want to say Susan. You know, there's lots of Anatols here, Jacqueline. There's great practitioners, Hasso. And so there's lots of people you could ask questions for. So if you're struggling, maybe ask if you can sit with them for 10 minutes. And so maybe to start with like a 10-minute, I just went back to 10 minutes after my kind of like, I had a hard time. I meditate every day. So I'm at 11 minutes. So it's a big thing for me right now. So what was the first one? And then, yeah, all right. Hopefully this isn't too boring for you guys. So go to the next picture. This is in Japan. And I was just setting up Geshe Michael's computer, and I just loved the way where I was at this moment. And so you got to find a teacher, somebody who can teach you. You got to make it I would almost put it as number 1. By the way, there's probably a flow here, and you should think about it. Why do we start with serving to meditating to finding a teacher? There must be some reason why we're going through this flow. Even though I even in my mind, I thought, oh, I should just put this one number 1. But what number 1 came was serving other people. So there must be a connection between serving people and maybe finding your teacher. I don't know. Can you go to the next photo? Hector's going to love this next one. That's not real. The photo is, but I was on AI, and I was like, make my teacher like, I don't know, cool New York guy. And he had kind of that jacket, but he looks like, it's like a Tom Waits vibe. The only person I chitted with actually was Hector. But I was like, dang, he looks so cool there. And he is cool, and it should be somebody that fits you. Your teacher should be somebody that fits your personality. Everybody's going to have somebody different for themselves. And so find somebody, you know, Geshe Michael fits me. It's great. You know, he surfs, he lived in California, he ate Cheerios. Like, during YSI, we spoke about how, you know, it'd be weird if the Buddha walked in right now and like his top knot. I mean, it wouldn't be totally weird. But it might be weird that he was walking down the street and we couldn't relate, right? And so they say that your teacher shows up in a way that's like super relatable to you. You know, like music, they like similar things, you know. At least for me, in this whole finding a teacher experience, it was, to be honest with you, it wasn't anything about that he was a geshe. I didn't know what a geshe was anyway, so it didn't matter to me. I didn't know. I'm as American as can be, I think. And I was just some Irish kid from New York. And so it was the little things for me that kind of made me think, well, this guy, we're similar. I don't know why. Why am I so like this guy? He has so many similar things to me. His brothers, you know, so for you, find somebody in your life that fits you. You know, and don't be shy. I know, you know, number 1, we all have Geshe Michael. We are all super lucky. You could just stop the class right there, actually. We're good to go. Like, we got a guy. like, that's pretty awesome. Like, we kind of knocked it out of, not everyone knows this, knocked it out of the park. Who did this in Singapore? I think it was Scott Basic. He's like, all right, we're going to knock it out of the park. And the whole Chinese audience just stared at him because they didn't know he was talking about in baseball, when you hit a home run, they call knock it out of the park. So we really have knocked it out of the park. We're very lucky. We got a guy. We all have somebody here. Not one person I think has to worry about this. So, and then go to the next one. Remember, this is just a list, and I hope that I don't make it boring for you, but when I got the job with Geshe Michael, and Rebecca asked me how I got the job, sorry. Whoops, sorry, Rebecca. I was like, you're not gonna like my answer. Get up, shower, meditate, do yoga, do your book, and go help somebody, and then study. So studying the classics is a big thing. And so I have received so much benefit from going to the Shen Swan's Tower class. I absolutely adore going to that class. And I put Xiaoping's picture up here because what is she teaching? Yeah, how can we be better people? And so this is sort of like the foundation, like really throw yourself into sort of studying. And that's every Monday and Saturday, right, Hasso? You get to see Peachtree World News. So that's one of the other, so those are I would say those are the 4 main preparations for your homework. So number 1. Number 2. Wait, what was that? 3?
Meditate 1 hour. Build up to 1 hour.
Gibson said meditate 1 hour. And then 4? Yeah. Well, yeah, because you're studying Vinaya. Yeah. The classics, anything that you can get your hands on. The book will be available. By the way, if you can't afford it, just come talk to me and we'll just give it to you. So, and don't be shy. Just ask, hey, can I get a book? And we'll take care of it for you. So if you're not, you should leave with that book. So if there's an issue, just come, I'll just throw it on my credit card. Gibson will hold my credit card. Okay, so I added 2 extras. Can you go to the next picture? Yeah, that's me cycling down the California coast from San Francisco to Los Angeles. That's Big Sur in the background. Be active. I said be active because I didn't want to say do yoga because I haven't been doing yoga and I really found myself enjoying cycling. And to me, it's like my yoga. It's what I realized I was missing during our 6.5 years here at Diamond Mountain. I needed something like this, and it's like it was a godsend for me. So be active in your life. However that is for you, that could be dance, could be Tai Chi, could be yoga. What else, Gibson? Swimming. Anybody else?
Tennis.
Oh wait.
Tennis.
No, what's the other one? Ping pong.
Ping pong.
Yeah. Find something in your life to be active, all right? These are all ingredients. Look, we're just trying to help you be successful at the end of the day. That is all. You can do it or you don't have to do it, but Kiri cycles around Rimrock all the time, right? With your dad and mom. Yeah, I gotta slow down. Got excited. All right, next picture and last, and then I'll hand it back over to, or 2 more. Yeah, keep your book. That's me in Seattle, and I had a vlog. I attempted to do like a YouTube channel. And so I think Olina, whose birthday is today, I believe, is that true? Yeah. She has a book on how to do the book. I believe it's here. And it's great. It's here, right? Yeah. It's based on some teachings from 1998, I think. And they made a few adjustments, and it's in a language I think is for everybody. So you got to do a book. And then the last one, start a band. Now have fun. Geshel's really good at this. Yeah, just try, I think a lot of us have, this has been hard sometimes because we're so busy, having some fun. If you ever watch Hector's Instagram, he's always like laughing. He does this great thing with his phone. We're like, tell us about why do we need to do this practice, or whatever it is. He makes it fun with his students. So just kind of, I think you should make it fun. And that's sort of about it. Yeah, that's all I have to say. I think, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We still have about 24 minutes.
Oh, really? Oh man. So serve like crazy. Just be kind. These are just my notes. Meditate. Keep your book. Think about the pen over and over and over and over again. Luminous images coming through your mind. Tomorrow, we're going to talk about the pot on the stove. That'll be our big subject for tomorrow, so we didn't want to get too into it, but you should become a little obsessed about thinking about in a healthy way. But I believe you're going to talk a little bit about maybe some ideas about the pen, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm going to hand it over to you.
So I think on the last day, we are going to arrange one class for you, is that we are going to guide everyone for the next 6 months plan. And for right now, you can start to thinking about how can I start to serve other people when I go back home, or we can start from here. And how to build up your meditation for 1 hour from the 10 minutes. Yeah, I think here is a perfect place for you to experience this meditation practice, because it's really quiet. When I back at the city, it's a lot of noise. I couldn't really appreciate the meditation practice. But when I was here, I can start to build up. And do you want to talk about why Geshe arranged these 4 pillars in this way? And can I start to ask you a question?
No, I'm going to ask you questions, actually.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Because Gibson's he is the translator of this book and stuff. So why do you think that we started with, in relationship to me saying, for example, that I thought finding a teacher was so important, why do you think that serving people is somehow related to that?
When you get this book, Geshe Michael didn't say find your teacher. He used a very unique word called identify. And the reason he didn't use the find, because we are not going to find a teacher. Do you want to talk about that a little bit?
No. Because I'm so excited to be up here with Gibson, to be honest with you. And I'm a talker, and so I'm trying to do this practice where I'm trying to listen a little bit more these days. And so the only thing I can relate to this, since you didn't answer my question, you just gave me another question, is the idea of, well, I wouldn't mind actually asking you guys, if there's are there little microphone things here? Yeah. So what do you think, what is the relationship between serving others and identifying a teacher? Does anybody want to raise their hand and maybe give it a whirl? If you don't, we'll just pick on you. Thanks, Mike.
So when you have a teacher, they are giving you everything. They are serving you in every way that you need. So the way to plant the seeds for that, to receive that from a teacher, is to give other people the things that they need. And if you're always trying to find ways that, look for ways that people can receive things and how you can give things to people, you'll have a more complete relationship with a teacher.
Yeah. So really, like, looking for ways to help other people, right? In a way. And so because of that, actually, there's a great segue to talk a little bit about 5 houses. And so, 5 houses, as you've noticed, has sort of been like, in a way, rebranding. And we sat in, I don't remember what country we were in, but Tim asked Geshe stupidly, hey, what do you think we should do with the next courses? And he goes, oh, sit down. We had literally 2 minutes before I got on stage. He goes, I have this new idea called 5 houses that you should do. And he's like, okay. And so 5 Houses is actually born at that moment. And so they're sort of, this is their launch this year, I think, in a way. And sort of this retreat, in my mind, maybe not officially, but 5 Houses will encompass, what are the 5 Houses? Anyone got a microphone? Can anyone tell me like a house? Gosh, I should have brought money. Do you? Oh, yeah. Wait, yeah. All right. Listen, $100 if you can do 2 houses. So raise your hand. Oh, man. Should never start this.
Everybody wake up.
Yeah. Right in the back. Yeah. Okay. Thanks. You have to give it to her in a second. Yeah, not yet. Go ahead. 2 houses.
Samadhi house and classics house.
And what's the Samadhi house?
Samadhi is meditation.
And classics?
The books, the ancient wisdom.
Right. Who lives in the classics house? This is all the $100 thing.
Diamond Curve Classics.
Who else?
Gibson.
The ACI courses. Yeah, give her $100. Wow, this is why he does it. It totally changes the vibe. All right, 2 more, $100. Who can pick 2? Lindsay, you pick. Wait, do I have enough? All right. Should we need a microphone?
Yeah, the mountain house and staircase and the diamond way.
Man, all right, so mountain house?
Is where we are now.
Mountain house.
Yeah.
Just like a house?
Retreat.
Ah, gotcha.
It's where we are right here, right now.
And the next one?
The staircase is the path.
Yeah, like who lives in staircase?
Lam Run.
Yeah, cool. And then, man, it was only supposed to be 2. Give her $100, but she threw in the secret one. I know you said that last, how many more? It's 5, right?
Yeah, fine.
All right, I'm going to give it, I know she said it, but I want someone to say it anyway. Another $100. Lindsay, pick somebody for the last one.
It's a diamond house.
Who's
It's
that? Where's that?
secret teachings, and you can get to that house only through any 4 previous ones. You graduate from those, and then you get to the diamond house.
Who lives in Diamond House? Everybody.
Bodhisattvas, great bodhisattvas.
I think it's the most popular house everybody wanted to be in. Yeah, Diamond House. I don't know, kind of beautiful, what to say about that. I think beautiful ways to sort of maybe walk around the world. You know, Geshe taught this meditation at YSI called the unknown friend, which we're going to talk about in the last day. And it's this idea that there's people around you helping you that you don't even know about. And they've been helping you your whole life. You know, maybe some being emanated in 1966, you know, or even 1943 to be your mom, that you could come out in 1967 and then spend their whole life with you up until just a couple years ago just to help you. You know, like people around you are these like secret warriors trying to help us. And so I see Rachel quote this a lot. If you follow Rachel on 3 Jewels, she's really, on this subject, she seems to be vocal. This idea that around you, maybe, I mean, and we can't say one way or the other, right? Are they that way? No. Are they not that way? That's kind of like where we're living. And that's a nice place to be, actually. Like, is it a possibility? And so when Geshe taught about this unknown friend, like these people being around you, of course, that's where he said they could be just like you, listening to the same music and like the same things. And he's like, right, Haggerty? And I was like, he told me, he goes, it's a good thing that you like music, otherwise this would be a terrible arrangement. Because he always listens to music and stuff. So I've been meditating about this, and the list was endless. I didn't stop. There's so many people that are helping me all the time. It's a little overwhelming, I think. And so it's this beautiful idea that maybe there's people around us, I don't know, that are winking at you, like they've been around your whole life trying to help you. And I can feel it when I'm in this room, because I spent so many hours in this room. I'm not looking at them right now, but I can tell they're here. Fly. What does fly mean? I'm not sure. Slow down? Slow down. Thank you. Yeah, this idea that there are people around you helping you. And so this is what we want to concentrate on. October is coming up for you guys. And so you just identified all of the 5 houses. That's what we're talking about. Yeah. Can you pull that box out?
Oh.
So if you like what 5 houses is about, they really could use your help. We were talking about serving people, which Mike said, helping people. And so they are doing an auction. Can you guys show the QR code? So this is this, but no, open this one. This is more special. I mean, not more special, but there's this beautiful thing made by who made this? Apache? I don't know if I say it correctly. Huichol? The Huichol people, which are indigenous of Mexico, correct? Yeah. And there's this beautiful statue made. And so if you want to everybody's anticipating. It's so funny. In this beautiful blue medicine Buddha color. So if you like what they're doing and you want to help, you too could have this at your house. And support 5 houses. They're really starting out as an organization that we're all part of. I don't know if you guys know about Dragon's Head up in Rimrock, but all these students are coming and they're digging holes. They're it's amazing to watch them do what we did 20 years ago. They're digging holes and painting and scraping things and sweating and ruining their clothes. And when I left here, I had 1 pair of pants left and it had a hole in the knee, and I flew to New York for Christmas. And my brother's like, okay, we're going to 2 pretty nice Christmas parties. What are you gonna wear? And I was like, this is it, man. I've been with everybody else trying to get them ready for a retreat. I had nothing left. And so all of you now sort of get the fruits of that labor. So if you want to jump in and help, this would be a great opportunity for you to do this silent auction. So those are the starting bids. And then I believe it goes on for 2 days. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then at the end of the 2 days, we're going to let people know who won this. So if you're interested, you can take the picture of the QR code. My experience is that sometimes I just join this auction. I give $1 because I just want to, as Geshe-la, get my hands dirty a little bit. And so giving can happen at any level. It could be you cleaning the bathroom. It could be giving $1. You don't have to do the whole thing. I mean, it's great if you can, but giving at your level is really great. So that was a long story. So, go ahead, Gibson. I'm going to let you take over.
Okay. So we have still 10 minutes. I want to share a little bit about my take on from this book. So I think everyone come here because you already benefit from the 6th principle, right? Yes. If you already get some result, please raise your hand. Okay. I want to share my own experience. The 2012, when I first encountered with Geshe Michael Roach, the first goal I wanted is financial. But accidentally, in that time, we volunteered to several nursing homes, and accidentally, I spent a lot of time with the elderly people, and accidentally, I meet Emily. Yeah.
Where is she?
And when I read a book called The Diamond, Geshe Michael introduced the idea that everything in your whole world, including yourself, is coming from how you treat other people before. And that totally makes sense for me, because I want to find what I'm passionate for and what is the meaning of my life. And I just turned 22 in that time. I didn't know what to do, and I started to serve other people. The first thing, because I didn't know how to serve, because I always take from my family, take from my friends, and the first time I know the idea of serve, I feel that it is the most happiest feeling that you can have in the whole world. You feel you are trying to help other people, and in the meantime, you're also planting the seed for your future. So there's a quote in the book called "Crafting Your Future World," because what you are trying to help in other people around now will design the future for you. And so this is how I met Geshe Michael Roach. He have all the good quality. I don't know if I ever plant some seed in this life, I don't know. But I really appreciate that I met the teacher, and he also showed me the ancient texts. And those ancient texts, he encouraged us to read those texts every day. And the way I learned in this system, the sixth principle totally changed. I don't know if you guys have ever went to the D-side level 7 before. And the first time I went, I don't know what's going on. And I remember Geshe say, just sit there, and the seed will planting in your hearts. And for the future, they will ripening. And that's what's totally amazing for me, because I don't need to get nervous when I didn't know the principle for the first time. I just sit there, planting seed. And in the future, when the seed's ripening, I know the concept and I try to use in my daily life. So I already got a lot of benefit from it. By the way, several years ago, when we have a family reunion with Emily's family, and my mom say, Emily asked my mom, who is the one who take, how to say that in English? Who do the deliver or do the C-section for you? Oh, there's a very famous doctor in the town. And Emily said, who is that doctor's name? And turned out the doctor is Emily's cousin. So Emily's cousin is the first one who see my naked 30 years ago. And 30 years later, I met Emily. So it's just wonderful and amazing. I just want to praise for the C system and praise for the dependence. So
Luminous images coming in your mind from how you treated others.
yeah. So this is just intellectual. So what if you can see the luminous image popping out at the back of your mind directly? Geshe say you will become a truly moral person. And if you can truly become a moral person, then you can have whatever you have. And you don't need to go through any pain, any death. And that is really wonderful.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
And how about you? What does this system change the most in your life?
I always think about this thing about, I took some extra commitments a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, and just to add to my other commitments. And so, I'm trying, and I know I messed up, like, and if I've ever been like too bossy or too, I apologize. Like I'm just like everybody else. I'm just trying. Like my my whole life now is just to make sure that Geshe Michael has one extra minute. If I can give him 1 minute, it's huge. What he can do in a very short period of time is just unbelievable. We had a meeting with Jigme the other day, and Kendall, another person, were helping just pay his bills, and he's like, he has no idea what his bills are. Jigme's like, no, I pay that, no, I pay that, I take care of that, I pay that, I take care of that. And you're like, there's all of these friends around him who are trying to take things off his plate and let him move at the pace that he wants to move. He's very clear about what he wants to do right now. And I know that sometimes, we can't get meetings with him, or he's busy, or he's just sort of super prioritizing. He loves everyone so much. He says this all the time. He has 83,000 unanswered emails. And so I feel like my only job in my whole life right now is to somehow, if I can get him a minute, he could translate this book. And then we get to sit here and talk about it and see how it impacts our life. And so that's an incredible gift. We're all here getting the results of his hard work, And most of you, I would say almost all of you, are doing the same thing in your lives as I look around the room. I don't think there's not one person who's not helping somebody here. And so it's very moving to, when I read the poem, I studied poetry in university, and I read this, and I was so moved. I think I sat on the couch for 3 hours after, not speaking. And it is a love poem to Lord Buddha for teaching about the pen. Images, really, right? But what how lucky I am, G. Michael, to teach me these things. That's what I see. When I read his poem, I feel like it's, man, we're all here. What an opportunity we had. So, opportunity is the right word, but we're super, super, super lucky. I still can't believe we're here. You and I sat in a coffee shop in 1996, meeting for the first time after a meditation class. And it's I thought I had 2 years with this guy, So whatever it is that we're doing, we gotta keep doing it. So remember, anything you can take away from this class, try to put it into practice today. How much time I got? 2 minutes? For $100. Do I have it? Am I out? Okay, I have more up at the house. I can give it to you. Who can tell me the 4 pillars? All 4. Anybody? Those are the 4 things in the beginning for $100. Whoever you want. The 4 things to get ready. Yeah. Miss Wynn will translate.
Yes, translation. Serve people, the first one. Yeah. Second one, meditation. The third is finding teachers.
Wait, finding or?
Finding. Not finding.
What did Gibson say? What did he say?
Identify the teachers.
Yeah, and then 4?
Learning the learning classics.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, and for the last one, I'll buy you a book. So I will buy you a book if you get the last couple advices that I said. They're just 2 or 3. But anyone want to say what those? Oh, Esteban in the back.
Having fun.
Having fun.
Having fun, helping people, serving, and plus the 4 principles. What really matched me was having fun, movement,
find something, some activity to move, and I put it in my words, passion. Find your passion.
Yeah, cool. All right, anything else?
Tomorrow we are going to cover the actual experience of the pot on the stove. If you collect all these 4 pillars, what are going to happen in your future? And I think Ralph shared a very beautiful concept called the unknown friend. What I just say is, if you already have the pleasure or the happiness to serving just one people, how about you can serve trillion and a million people in the same being in the same time without they knowing you helping them? And to get that statement or to become that being, you have to trigger this experience. So I think, yeah, this is really good. So looking forward in tomorrow, and hope everyone can get one copy. Okay, when the books come, get one copy, and you will really stay there and just amazing about it. Because Jason Kaba, in his love poem, he used a lot of Tibetan called Emaho, Emaho, oh, how amazing you are, you teach this teaching. And because of that, I got to see the Pound Stowe experience. So it's really touching about Jason Kaba's praise. So looking forward tomorrow, see you tomorrow. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. I'm hearing Russian translation. But thank you, everyone. We hope that was helpful and meaningful. Next, we move into the class number 1 by our Geshe Michael Roach at 3:45 p.m. by Arizona time. Please be back in a few minutes so we can start smoothly. See you soon.